everyone. Thanks again for tuning into Sin's Workshop. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're going to be talking about a Stardust thief. This is a multiple POV high fantasy that follows Luli, commonly known as the Midnight Merchant, after she has caught the eye of the Sultan, husband of Shahrazad. Sorry. So as I'm already saying that, you already know, this is a story inspired by 101 Arabian Nights, but it's not a retelling. You definitely see Abdullah's inspiration because she does bring in elements of Arabian Nights into play in her actual storytelling. Luli is your merchant. She goes into the desert and she finds illegal items, magical items, and she resells them on the black market. Again, this is caught the Sultan's eye, who wants her to go find the magical lamp that has a jinn bound to it. As we already are familiar with that story through Aladdin's tale, or the tale of Prince Ali, you already know, again, heavily inspired by 1001 Arabian Nights. I really did love the characterization in this story, and I think that's one of the strongest points, because Luli and Kadir, oh my god, they are the best. They have the best dynamic. Luli was saved by Kadir as a child. Men in black came to her village and slaughtered everyone, and Kadir, who happened to be walking through, and he's a jinn, by the way, he saw the massacre going on and he killed everyone except for, Luli. He saved Luli. And they formed this really strong family dynamic. He's like an older brother. He loves her. He cares for her. He's almost like a father figure to her as well. These are two characters, and you see their family dynamic throughout the rest of the story. It rings truly, they care about each other. They have formed a very genuine bond, and she is not a fan of the killing of jinn because she sees that jinn are capable of goodness, just like humans are guilty of malice, So the jinn are not welcomed in this realm, in this universe that Abdullah has built up, because Queen Shahrazad was killed, as the story goes, by jinn, leaving behind a husband and kids, right? Mazin, who is our second protagonist. I really do like Mazin. He really is a good character. I like that he's different than Luli. I like that he's attracted to her, but I also like that there's really no romance in this story. There's a hint that maybe a romance will develop in the sequel to this book, obviously. I'm kind of rooting for it because I love Mazin. And I like how he cares for Aisha, and I'll talk about her in a second, and Luli, And I love how he is respectful as well. He wants to be a storyteller like his mother. He doesn't want to be a sultan. He loves the art of storytelling. And that's another thing I love about this story. You have your main narrative, your main story, your main plot that's being developed, but what you also have are these little inserts that are so reminiscent of Arabian Nights. They're stories within the story, and it's beautiful how they fit without breaking up the pacing of the story. I love that so much. And you also have complex characters as well that drive the story forward. You have Luli and Kadir. You also have Mazin, but you also have Aisha. So Aisha is one of the High Prince's 40 thieves. She hates jinn. Jinn killed her family, but then she ends up making a deal with the jinn queen later on in the story, and she is a character all on her own. She is amazing. The characters in this book, you either admire them or you loathe them, You don't have to ultimately like all of them. Aisha, she kind of bothered me a little bit, but I'm just like, you know what, I kind of like her, even though she's a huge bitch. I mean, she is. But you get it, There's no lack of understanding for who these characters are. And then you have Mazin's brother, who's just a dick. I hate him. I can't wait for him to get his, honestly. Cannot wait. So you have a really good range of characters, of protagonists and also antagonists in the story. And I like that the story keeps you guessing. I like that the story keeps you hooked from beginning to end with a very fast pace and story development and twists and turns that all tie back to the character's development. It moves very well. It is captivating. And I like that it is inspired. You do see that influence of 1001 Arabian Nights. However, what you're seeing is Abdullah's voice and her storytelling first and foremost. You see her respect and the way she's honoring 1001 Arabian Nights, but you're also seeing her own voice and her own creativity come to life as well. Which is why I have to give this book 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really loved it. I can't quite give it a 5 because it just didn't blow me away, but it was so good. I recommend it to everyone, honestly. It's amazing to see the story develop. So, really excited for the sequel. So, once again, 4.5 out of 5 stars. If you want to go ahead and purchase the book, I will include links in the description of the podcast of where to purchase. And on that note, I hope you all will continue to support me by liking this podcast, subscribing to my channel, and sharing it with all your book-loving friends. You can also become a subscriber on Buy Me a Coffee, Ko-fi, Patreon, or by making a one-time donation to my PayPal. Another way to support me is by making a purchase of one of my handmade candles on my Etsy store. Links to everything is in the description. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, happy reading.